Hey everyone, this is Mr. Aguilar. Welcome to the week of November 2nd. Here's your band assignment for this week. So, quickly review. You must have your instrument set up before class begins. If you want to, check out that instrument assembly playlist. It has some awesome stuff. Even if you know how to set up your instrument, you might learn something new. Your practice record needs to be signed by your parents. Make sure you're getting 5 days a week, 15 minutes a day. And hey, turn practicing into a game. Make it fun. Practicing is fun. All band assignments can be done after school. Check out the Google site, Google Classroom, and the YouTube videos. All these things are going to help you, especially those YouTube videos will help you know how tunes sound so you can sound just like them. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. So for this week, it's going to look very similar to last week. So you've done step 1 already. You've watched the video. If you ever need to, feel free to pause on this video just to look at everything. Feel free to rewind, whatever you need to do. Step 2, make sure you're completing your Flipgrid. Post to the right school. All schools are having abbreviations, so make sure you're posting to the right school. Then you're going to leave 2 Flipgrid comments. For this one, you don't have to post to your school. You can branch out and meet some other folks in different schools and comment on their videos. So just make sure you're posting your video to your school, but you can leave comments on other people's school. Then practice 5 days a week, 15 minutes a day at least. You can always practice more. Practicing is awesome, so you can always spend more time practicing. You can work on material from class as well as new songs from the week. And don't forget to practice things that you think are fun. Submit your practice record. Make sure your parents sign the final page. Do not submit your practice record until you've reached 5 days of practice. After all of that's done, go on Google Classroom, mark the assignment as done, and click turn in, and you'll be done for the week. So just to review that really fast, your practice record's due each week by your next class. Do not turn it in until it's done. Submit all your questions on the Google Stream. Then make sure you have everything ready before class. Play-along tracks are going to be available on the Mr. Longwill YouTube channel. These are really helpful, so please use them. Flipgrid, make sure you're uploading your video to the right school and the right grade. Then when everything's done, go on Google Classroom, mark it as done, and click turn in. So if you're in 5th grade, here's what you have for this week. To review, we have lightly row, which is number 25. Focus on 5 notes. If you're a flute, low brass, or bells, you have B flat, C, D, E flat, F. If you're a clarinet or trumpet, you have C, D, E, F, and G. Then we also have Twinkle Twinkle, which is number 31. Focus on that new note. If you're a flute, low brass, or bells, it's a G. If you're a clarinet or trumpet, it's an A. Remember, you can review your notes on the fingering/position charts on the reference info on the Google site. We're also reviewing Jingle Bells, which is number 38. Focus on those dynamics. Dynamics change how loud or soft you'll play each note. Wind instruments will allow more air for louder or less air for softer. Percussion students strike the key faster for louder, slower for softer. Piano, play softly, less air/strike slower. Mezzo forte and normal volume. Forte, play nice and loud, more air and strike faster. Then we also have the Dreidel Song, which is number 39. This one also has dynamics, so make sure you're paying attention to that, but also focus on that pickup note. Remember, pickup notes are played before the first full measure. The note will take the value from the last measure, so the last measure actually has 1 less beat. You can review your technique for playing dynamics, louder or softer, on that reference info tab. Here are your new songs for the week 5th grade. We have number 42, which is Skip to My Lou. That rhymes. Isn't that neat? So focus on 8th notes for this one. 8th notes will get half a beat each. So 2 8th notes will equal 1 quarter note. So if your quarter note's this, bum, 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 8th note is going to sound like this. Bum, 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 bum. Then we have O Susanna, which is number 44. Focus on pickup notes and 8th notes. Remember, pickup notes are played before the first full measure. Take that value from the last measure. So you got number 42 and number 44. Remember, you can always find more info about these 8th notes on the Note Types tab on the Google site. 6th grade, here's what we got for this week. We got Alouettes in number 60. You have tied notes here. Remember, tying 2 notes together means you'll play the first and then hold through the second. So if you have half note tied to a quarter note, it gets 3 beats. We also got Camptown Races, number 62. Focus on those dotted half notes. Remember, adding a dot adds half the value to the note. So, if you put a dot on a half note, since a half note equals 2 beats, you add a dot and you get one more beat, because 1 is half of 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. This is where the crazy math part of music comes into play, but it's kind of neat, especially if you like math. Don't forget to tongue the notes when you're playing. Morning, number 69, we have 3/4 time and dynamic contrast. Remember, 3/4 time means 3 beats a measure. Dynamic contrast means you're going to get louder and softer, especially with those crescendos and decrescendos. We also have the Mexican clapping song, which is number 71. It's also known as Chiapanecas. Focus on those accented notes. Remember, you can blow harder for those accents. That way they pop out. Bum, bum. So just to review that, change in dynamics, allow more or less air. Accents, punch the note or blow a little harder. Our new songs for this week are Warm Muffins, number 73, also known as Hot Muffins, but we like to call it Warm Muffins. Also Bluesy Blues, number 75. For both of these tunes, you're going to be focusing on that new note, a concert A flat. So, if you are a flute, low brass, or bells, you have an A flat. But if you're a clarinet and trumpet, you have a B flat. Check that out in your music and check the fingering charts so you know what fingering to play for that note. Remember, we have hashtags that you can be using on your flip grids. Feel free to use them. They're just a fun thing to do. Well, everyone, happy practicing and get out and go practice.